excuse me. I didn't even have the record on, and I'm standing here talking away. Anyway, this is one of the first felted vessels that I've made. And what I did is I did a very large piece, and I felted the edges together. I felt a little pun on words, but I felt that that would be a little bit quicker than doing it the way I've done before, where you take the strips of wool and you actually felt on it, the long wet felting method. I'll do that after, but I got a show coming up. I mean, this is equally as effective and very nice. So it looks like a nice patchwork of different types of felt. This is wool mixed with alpaca. And I have various different variegations that I blended some colors together to get some really nice earthy. So, and then once I felted it all together in the shape of a vessel, then I started using different embellishments. You know, there's my little Shiva mirror with some stitches. I felted on just, you know, whimsical pieces of wool, some beads. Then I cut into the top layer of the felt, which shows the alpaca underneath. You know, and just various wools, and those are French knots mixed with beads. And then on the bottom, this has a felt underneath, but I've since changed that. But I thought I'd put a vinyl, and I used a blanket stitch to attach that on the bottom, just to give a hard edge to it, and makes it a little bit easier to stand, and just gives it a little bit of a shape. My sister and I, we went out last week, and I was trying to think of something that would be very quick and something very good for, you know, a show that people would like and enjoy. And I thought, you know, I can do the felted vessels, but I'll do them as vases, you know, vase covers, because some people, they look at a felted vessel and they really don't know what to do with it. So this way, I like to have my artwork have a functionality to it. So I thought that this would be a great idea. So I've got a whole bunch of different ideas that I've used. This here is a piece of silk chiffon with organza, lace. You know, this is a vintage lace. I've got various pieces of silk in there, and fibers and felt. Just all kinds of wool fibers and that, and I sandwiched them, and this is all wool rovings and all of that felted, and I sandwiched them between, and it was a nice long piece of chiffon. I sandwiched it, and then I free motioned, sewed it with the sewing machine to give it kind of a quilted funky look. So it kind of turned out, I'm really pleased at the way it turned out. So just a nice funky artistic look. This one here is if it looks familiar, you'll have noticed earlier I had a big long scarf that I had, wasn't really sure what I was going to do with. I ended up cutting off the center part of it, and I'm going to make it into, well, I've already started. It's not quite finished, but I'm making it into a wall art, and it's looking very nice. But I had the two ends, and so I felted them together to shape another vessel. And then as a result, I added more fibers, and then I kind of, you know, shaped it and sculpted and felted it, and I did some weaving. I did some weaving at the top part of that too. Weaved it in and out of the fibers. I got some nice gaps here just to give it a lot of interesting features. And so this is just all wool fibers, felted and embedded into it. With a few little stitches at random. So there's no beads or anything on this. Is just strictly wool fibers. And then so for the bottom of these, what I did is there is no felt on the bottom. It's just straight vinyl. And I punched holes in the vinyl with I've got a leather punch. It's really nice because it's got the different size holes. So then I just blanket stitched it onto the bottom, and see, and that gives it a nice hard bottom. Plus, if it's used for actual flowers or whatever too, then it's got a nice base on it and it doesn't get the countertop wet. So this one here is kind of neat. This is completely embellished with stitch and wool fibers, wool pieces or vintage wool fabrics, and some organzas and stitches. That's rays of sunshine. So I kind of did like a folk art type of a garden. Just a kind of a garden appeal. And then at the top, because this one, I don't know, not not sure why I ended up short, because I didn't measure for the heights of these, but it ended up a little short. So what I did is I took some complementary fibers, and I basket weaved the fiber, the yarn, with another wool crewel. So I basket wove that, about 3 rows of that on, and then I felted it and it really give it a nice kind of a funky feel. So, and then of course this has the vinyl bottom. These are the 2 latest. I thought, well, rather than go embellish every single one of them, my girlfriend Janet actually said that she likes just the colors by themselves, the color of the felt themselves. I don't know if you can really appreciate this, but in the light you can see the silk tops on this, and just some really lovely silk tops. And I've taken some other wool fabric and embellished on the top, and it really is kind of nice all by itself. So, and then this is the last one. This is a nice heavy duty. It's got the black alpaca fleece on the top, and then of course this is 3 and 4 different layers of felt there that have been felted with the black alpaca. So I just kind of made a band on the top and a band on the bottom, just to kind of pull it together. But I think this one, because it's so dark, I'll probably end up putting some embellishments on there. So that's it for now. I just thought I would show off my felted vessels for now, and I still got about 6 more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, about 6 more to go. I wanted to get a total of 10 of these done and then get some other extras. So I'm on my way. Ciao for now. Thanks for looking.